All right, let's pull up the propagation that we saw on the loop. And what we can do now is that's for the last 30 minutes. We can go to 15 minutes. It's been more than 15 minutes now. We'll have a fresh slate. We're now on the beam, and then we can now call CQ for a while. We made all of that propagation, but we didn't get a single person that wanted to reply to the CQ. And I believe I'm doing about 40 watts. And that's on the 80 meter loop. Propagation looks pretty good. You know, it's not like HF where they're like, "Well, you don't sound very good. I'm not going to answer you," or something. You know. So we'll see what this looks like after a couple of minutes. I'll come back and we'll check the pattern. The beam definitely works quite well. Just in a couple of seconds, it was, you know, I think I transmitted 2 different times. And then, according to this, in like 20 seconds. And then, so this works just better all the way around, than the loop. You can see, I'm pointed east, but it still does quite well off the backside. You definitely don't get a lot on the sides, but I'm getting into Europe. There's this thing you can go in here and click adjust the time, and on Windows 10 it's got a sync now button. And sometimes that is an issue, but usually you wouldn't have that on the map like that if it's real far off. But it's hard to say. We see these other ones in here, and if that's any indication, and we are off by 2.4 seconds. And that's a lot. It's amazing how a computer could be so inaccurate for a time clock. Really? And then after, X amount of time here, I think we've been transmitting for no more than about 3 minutes. We have that kind of pattern. And that would be 20 watts. The radio's showing about 20 watts. I don't like running a bunch of power on Ft8 just because it's not worth destroying my radio over. We finally had somebody reply. And now we're all the way here. Look at that. We're getting out like crazy. But I've been out here for a good 10 minutes just calling on both antennas. And look at this. This is nuts. It's really good coverage, but people don't want to answer. So we could kind of see what we have in here. A lot of this is DX stations. But no replies. So, we were not able to even get the contact with this guy. And then Spain, I think, probably starts calling me. And so, hopefully, it just automatically answers him. Let's see what it does. So, it's maybe just a funny band or something right now. What do we have? Solar Flux 125, SFI 33, solar spot number, sunspot number 33. Or is that Aurora? DRAP is 4, Aurora is 33, sunspot number. And then we have the K is 3. I really don't know what half of that really means, but looks like we're actually successful to get Spain, but it's just strange that you could have a pattern like that and not get replies. Got him, but he's already got me in the log here, which is club log. I don't know who does club log. Is that I don't know. Let me make sure we have the right band here. Get that set straight. I don't really do too much talking on the radio anymore. So I did get on there last night, but I only get on there when certain people are not on there because they're pricks and they make it miserable for other people. And I shouldn't have to talk to people I don't like just because I want to talk on the radio. It's like, well, there's nobody else on here. I guess I'll talk to you even though I don't like you. And that's how those people that I don't like to talk to are. They don't actually want to talk to me on the radio. They tolerate me. And there's other people that I enjoy talking to on the radio that talk with people I don't like. And it is what it is. So I just usually don't talk on the radio anymore. I really can't sit here and get on the radio and listen to people lie about stuff all the time, and listen to people toot their horn, and listen to people exaggerate on a daily basis for the fucking gain of nothing. Why do you need to lie about shit for no fucking gain? And then, like, sneaky behavior and treating people badly and, you know, giving people a hard time. You know, being a ham radio dickwad. Like, I don't want any part of that. Like, if somebody gives me a hard time on the radio, sure, I'm gonna flip them shit. But, like, you don't have to be a dick to people that are just trying to test their radio, you know. And we have a lot of people on the radio that do that. And they're, you know, they think they're special. They need to be fucking humbled. That's my opinion. Anyway, so I mostly do Ft8. And, you know, I had somebody else calling me on here. And Ft8 is not automatic. You do have to sit here and, you know, manipulate it. I'm sure there's a way to make it automatic, but with the software that I run, there isn't anything that I know about, nor do I really care. In fact, I'm using two different computers. I'm logging in one and using the other one to do Ft8. So let's go take a look at our propagation pattern at this point. It's been going on for quite some time. So you can see the difference. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.